Hey guys, this is Harry Stewart from Stewart Loft. It's May 26th. My birthday today, 72 years old today. Happy birthday. I'm going to show you today how I feed the cocks in the mornings. Right now, I just fed them this morning. It's about 6 o'clock in the morning. The cocks this weekend flew a training race, 100 miles. They did pretty good this week. They let the birds up at 6 in the morning, and I clocked the first two birds around 7:47. There's about 400 birds in the race, and they came real well. I just want to give you an idea how I handle them during the week. This is Tuesday. This is the second day after the race, and the cocks right now are on 100% straight barley for the first 2 days after any race. This will be the second day they're on barley, and I'll just show you how I handle it. The birds are all given their water in their nest boxes. Let's see here. They're not used to the camera. And this guy up here. But they get fed and watered in their nest boxes. You can see the barley. They're just getting straight barley today. First 2 days after the race. First 2 days. Here, let me grab this guy here. Got the door open, so this guy was my first bird on the bottom there this week, strangely enough. Last year was first on the LLF futurity race for me and young birds. And same hen that came with him last year to get first and second on that race came with him this week on the 100-mile training race. They're not mated, they're just, I don't know why they came together, but first two birds. And but this is how I do it in the morning. You're going to be in there all day. I didn't loft fly today. I don't loft fly that much, not the old birds. I just take them down the road. The reason I take them down the road, it's a waste of time. You try to fly widowers and widow hens and loft fly them, they won't want to fly. They want to come back in the loft and go inside, be in their nest boxes. So I just take them down the road. It's easier. So tomorrow they'll get a training toss, 68 miles in the morning, and I'll go on regular feed tomorrow morning. And right now they're getting straight barley. There it is. Gives you an idea. And that's my big team too. 6 cocks. I got one extra cock out here in another loft. But that's my super huge team. And they did real well this weekend. Okay, I'm going to shut this door. Shut this door. And this is my extra cock in here. I experimented with him this year. He's made it to a pigeon, a hen in the next loft. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to let him out of here. Let him go in the other loft. And I'll shut that door. My young birds are behind the curtain here. They're in the middle section in the loft behind the curtain. You can hear the exhaust fans on in here. I left them on. It was 88 degrees yesterday. It's going to be 86 degrees today. Pretty high humidity. And I'll open that corner about 8 o'clock this morning after all the hens are out of here and have been fed. Now I don't know what this guy's going to do. He's going to have a real party here. I'm going to let these old breeder hens that I have in this section with the widow hens. Okay, I'm going to let them out first. You can see the widow hens and they're trying to get out of here. They know it's time to eat. They know it's time to get out. This is where I keep them. And I'm going to open this top one. I got to be careful because she's going to come right out here like a rocket. The hens have been in here since 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon. They've been in here since 5 o'clock, 12 hours, and you'll see, no problem. No, they don't look bad. They're fine. They're anxious to get out, of course. I would be too if I'm in one spot for a whole 12 hours. Here's this hen up here. Here, let me open this here. She's gonna come out like a rocket. This hen here was injured the other day. Doesn't show any signs of injury, but you can tell she's stiff. She really flies really stiff. I'm not sure what the problem is. And here comes the other last hen coming out of there. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can shoo this male. He's having a lot of fun here. Come on, buddy. Yeah, you go in there. His hen is in here on eggs. Believe it or not, I keep him in the other loft all day. I'll open this for him. He can play around in there. I'm gonna throw some grit on the floor for him. And I'll throw only barley in here for them. They're on eggs. I'm only gonna give them barley. They don't like it, but that's what they gotta eat today. But this, I've kept him in here. You know, his hen's up here on eggs. They might have even hatched out. I don't even know. I haven't even checked. I thought I'd do a little experiment with him this year. Just see how he does when he's separated from her. He came good Sunday. He stays in great shape. Stays in real great shape. So we'll see what he does. You know, it's just something I thought I'd try and get him anxious to come back to the loft. And these are the breeder hens and 5 widow hens and 4 breeder hens. 9 hens altogether, okay? And they spend in their boxes. They'll be out in this aisle till 8 o'clock this morning. They will, I'm going to feed them. In fact, I'll throw it down here right now. I'll throw some grit on the floor. I'm going to throw some barley down here for them. Just throw it out there. It's not going to do anything. I mean, no. But there's guys that say, my birds won't eat barley. My birds won't eat barley. They never eat barley. They don't like it. Well, these birds don't like it either. But if that's all in front of them, that's all they're going to eat. I feed these hens just like I do the cocks. They only get barley on Mondays and Tuesdays. And I start the regular feed regime on Wednesday through Saturday, shipping day. Now these hens will be in here at 6 o'clock now in the morning. They'll be in here till 8 o'clock in the morning. They can stretch their wings. They can do whatever they want. The water's on the floor there for them. And in the water today, I've got AVS sulfa drug. I have trimethylene sulfur. I put conditioning powder in there, and I have nourishing tea in there. And that's about it. I use that treatment 2 days after race to make sure if they picked up any bugs in that basket, the racing baskets, that it can help ward off any problems, any health problems. A lot of guys think that's maybe a little overboard, but I don't. I used to do it every year for the last 15 years. I haven't had any problems. And the pigeons fly fine. But this hen right here in the middle, this dark check white flight hen, she's my second bird on Sunday. She came with that male. She was my second bird last year, won second on the LOLF Futurity. And if you look at these 2 hens right here on the floor in front of me, they were out on a 100-mile race on Sunday. They've been on barley for the last 2 days. They look fine. They're in great shape. If I pick up those hens, show you the breast muscles, they'll be pink. They're in great shape. They look in great shape. And they'll be ready to go training tomorrow. I'll train them tomorrow. I'll train them Wednesday and Friday if I can. If the weather's been rainy and muggy, so we'll see what happens. But if I do, I do. If I don't, if they don't go training, it's not going to be a big deal. The hens and cocks, the old birds, have had already 47 training tosses on them this year, pretty close to 2,000 training miles. And with the COVID virus mandatory shutdown that we're under, I just kept training the pigeons. We were supposed to start 3 weeks ago, April 28th or something, and we didn't start. We didn't start the season. I know some combines did, we didn't. And we're starting this week on a shortened season. And so these hens, I kept them training. I just didn't let them sit. I had them ready for the first race. And I can't see letting them sit for 4 weeks without working them. And I just kept working them, and now they're in great shape. 100 miles, we're only going 100 miles for the first race this week, which I think is way too short. I think that we should start at 150 with no problem. For some reason, the guys are afraid to go 100 miles, more than 100 miles. I don't understand it, but because right now, in this time of the season, we should be at 300 miles. But anyway, it is what it is. So we'll be doing 100 miles, and then we'll, I guess, go up to 150 or 200 and whatever. Now you see this hen right here, this little chocolate white-flight hen. You'll see after a few minutes, she's going to try and go through that door to get to the males. You'll see these hens flying up and down a little bit. They know the cocks are behind that door. And they'll be trying to get up, or look through that door. They'll be watching the door. They'll be jumping up and down, up and down, up and down, trying to get in there. So they're ready to go. They're in great shape. And it kind of gives you an idea what I do in the morning with them. In my super huge loft here, I'm only flying 5 hens. The one blue hen on the left in the back there, I think she's been acting real funny. She came late from training last Friday, so I just kept her home this week. She must have hit something, maybe hit a wire. There's no visible injuries on her, but so she could have maybe even knocked herself out. She's probably a little stiff. She has a hard time. Feels like she has a hard time flying. So I kept her home. It's probably going to be a couple weeks before she'll be back on the training. And she's out of a very good pair. Her brother's AU champion and a combine champion. So, and I had big hopes for her this year, but of course things don't always work out the way you want them. But so I kept her home. So I'm flying 4 of these widow hens and 7 cocks. That's it. That's my big team this year. 11 pigeons. There was a guy that flew the training race on Saturday night, shipped 100 pigeons. And I got to tell you, it's hard enough keeping track of 11 pigeons. I don't know about 100. I don't know what kind of condition they are or what kind of training he does, but that's a lot of work. And I'm not sure what time he clocked. A lot of guys don't tell you what time they clocked or they got the birds, so we'll never hear nothing. But 100 pigeons. There was 400 pigeons in the race. And see, she's up and down, up and down. But they're in great shape. So this gives you an idea how I treat them in the morning. Right now you'll see the curtains closed for the young birds. They can hear me out here. They're up already behind the curtain. But I keep it closed till about 8 o'clock till I put the hens away. And then I'll open that corner, curtain. I'll basket the young birds. And I'll get them ready for their exercise, what I call their exercise period. And that could be the last couple of days I've taken them to the half mile training release point from the house, and they've been out there 3 times already. Today I'm thinking I'm going to take them to the 1 mile station and just get them. It's all preliminary stuff. It's nothing big. They'll come home and fly for a while. They flew for an hour and a half after coming home yesterday, which is fine. I don't care. In the heat too. They flew in the heat that long, and it builds up a little endurance on them. But it doesn't matter to me whether they do or they don't, because after a while that flying they'll be out of that flying routine, and they'll just come home and go in and come in to eat. So, but they're behind there at 8 o'clock. I'll open that curtain. I'll have the hens put away, and then I'll basket the young birds for their, trap training session. They got 7 second rounders in there and 15 first rounders and 22 young birds all together. And I'll get them out, today for their exercise sessions. But I'm going to sign off, guys, and I'll get back to you. That's just gives you an idea how I handle the widow hens and cocks in the mornings. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.